Namaste, angels. This is a client reading. I've never read for this woman before. Well, I did two spreads. I did two spreads as part of this reading, but this is really my first real reading for her. We're going to get right into it. She's waited long enough. So we're going to begin with blessings from my Universal Love Oracle, which is a picture of Mary here. This is Holy Week, actually. So it's pretty special, or leading into Holy Week. And opening from Mary to Trilogy. How awesome is that? Trilogy is like the Trinity for me. And, you know, a representation of the divine masculine, feminine, not necessarily in that order, either one first. More importantly, their connection with the universe. Blessings and abundance. There may be a need to spend some time in nature and in meditation. If you can do both, like if you can, if you live in an area that's conducive to you doing some sort of meditation outside, and that doesn't mean you have to be sitting outside, you know, with your legs crossed, you know, Indian style, as they say, or in a prayer pose. You can be walking, you know, just quietly to yourself and taking in the nature around you, birds chirping, kids playing, dogs running, people running, and communing with the universe. That's enough. And may help you to come to some clarity about some issues, different things. To pray, to give thanks, blessings, and forgiveness. Maybe to ask for help, you know, to be able to forgive, or to be able to seek forgiveness. Ask, you know, offer somebody an apology. Maybe you need strength in that area. And now we have like two vibrations of Mary, or two lower vibrations of Isis. Forgiveness with Kuan Yin, who's an Asian representation, China to be specific. And of course, Mary. Jewish, Christian, Judeo. Blessings. Cut. And we've come to expectancy. So expectancy is a card about blocking our own blessings, right? When we're like overly specific with the universe about how we, you know, what we want, how we want it, when we want it, as opposed to just putting it out there and surrendering. So that this may be attached to the need for you and or your masculine to spend time in nature too, in surrender and prayer. And the overall energy is still expectancy after some additional shuffling. Divine feminine. The masculine as it relates to the feminine. So this is a spread from the perspective of the masculine. As it relates to himself, the union as a whole. Overall, what the masculine would have the feminine do, contribute, surrender toward the union. What he himself is willing to. What the universe would have the two do, but they will have to commit, affirm to the universe that they'll do those things. And then the universe will give them full support and helping them to do it. Because you got to commit to it. You got to have faith that you'll be able to and say, I will, and really mean it. And then the universe will help you to accomplish it, you know, particularly if it's something that you otherwise feel you would struggle with. I remember for months, I kept asking for help with quitting smoking. And I would wait till like the full moon. That was one of the things I wanted to release. So I did it for like at least 3 or 4 full moons in a row. And it hadn't happened yet. So finally this one, I'm like, I want to get rid of it. And I tried to smoke anyway. And I thought that I was going to like cough out both lungs. And, you know, I was like, okay, obviously the universe has made it so that I am unable now to smoke. because I was committed to it, but I needed help. I wasn't able to just stop doing it. So I kept asking, and I kept meaning that I, really did want to quit. I was an addict. And then finally, I said, okay, you're not quitting. We wanted you to just go cold turkey and cut it out. Now we're going to make it so you are unable to smoke. If you attempt to smoke, you will cough up your own lungs. So try it at your own risk. And that was the end of it. I never did it again. I was giving that as an example of something that I wanted to do, that the universe wanted me to do, that I committed to, but I otherwise needed its help and had to ask for help. And so that's when it gave me its full support. This could be in anything, as it applies to your life and or your masculines. But you will have to give that same kind of commitment. Divine feminine. Earth connection. Somebody's probably an earth sign because, right out of the gate, we're coming up with all this earth. But again, the need for you to spend some time with Mother Nature and in surrender. And in meditation. Again, meditation can mean so many different things. It does not have to mean just sitting down, you'll be going for a walk and be listening to your favorite genre of music. Just spending some time taking it all in, living life, stopping to smell the roses, as they say. The masculine as it relates to the feminine. Eternal flame. Oh, I love when we just right out of the gate, we start really in an awesome way. Maybe they're a fire sign, maybe earth and fire. Just so far. My first two cards, that's what I feel, what I'm going to say. Masculine as it relates to himself, miracles. So his faith is increased. He may not have had any before, just been a pessimist, but that's different now. Definitely there is faith, there is belief that good things can happen for even him. Union as a whole. The mystic. So this is a very high priestess kind of card. When the high priestess shows up, you may not want to take any kind of action. You may just want to chill out, observe, continue to learn, try to come into some kind of clarity, wisdom, use your all your senses that you have available to you. Pay really close attention to your intuition and the messages that are coming to you. And then you'll know how to move, what your next step should be. The mystic is representative of air signs as well as water. So we've got every single element here, because I already said earth and fire. This one card is both of those, air and water. But more specifically, at least for the air, Aquarius, because of this star here over her third eye chakra. But even more importantly than that, again, it's about a spiritual connection. Specifically as it relates to love, the actual high priestess in the tarot, kind of straightforward to what the card, looks to be about, means that this can be a magical time. The high priestess is very mysterious and magical, and it means that for love. Right? It's a very, you're surrounded by a lot of feminine energy too. That feminine energy that's surrounding your love may be Venus. Venus, the planet and goddess of love, ruler of air signs Libra and Gemini. Currently located in Aries, all about that fire. Overall, more water. It is healing sounds. So again, I kept feeling this need for meditation, and I'm connecting it to a need to do it outside. Maybe you're one of those people that likes to go sit by the water like me. I love the water. Not necessarily being in it. I like that too, but I'm really content just to sit near it and hear the waves, maybe the seagulls and other birds and just other life. And when I do walk down there, sometimes I'll pick up lunch and sit there. And I do find myself coming into clarity. But anytime we see these nude bodies of particularly of females, again, as a reminder that there's a lot of feminine energy surrounding us like the high priestess kind of energy that already came out of here. And nude body to me demonstrates a need for surrender, which would really make sense as it relates to your expectancy card. Like you just have to just let go and stop trying to control any aspects of, you know, this journey at all. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Letting go. When you're nude, you're at your most vulnerable, right? Especially if your eyes are closed also, like this woman's. Nude, eyes closed. Anything, you know, could happen to you, but you're not afraid of anything happening to you. That's full surrender without fear. When I picked up the expectancy card, behind it is this card, relationship. And when this card shows up, there's a need to work on the relationship that you have with yourself. And that is very much Venus and Aries this period. I talked about what Venus and Aries meant during this week's general reading. You can listen to that, or, you know, Google or whatever search engine you like, Venus and Aries, and you'll see that it's so much about basically self-preservation, self-discipline, self-love, self-prioritization ahead of everything and everybody else. And that, when you consider it as it relates to this card, will lead you to better relationships with other people. This is really nice too. When I picked up the card, the Universal Heart is behind it. And of course, this is a depiction, the artist's interpretation, at least, of Jesus the Christ. And this is, again, we're leading into Holy Week. This is like his week, where we recognize him. But this card shows up to remind us of, you know, how we might be a tiny little speck as it relates to the universe, but we're all, you know, very much necessary to make up the whole. And we're all connected. We're all part of the one. Also up right behind that card is transmutation. And this is about taking negative energy and negative emotions. So probably what's attached to that expectation and your need, you know, for control and stuff like that. Taking that and turning it into a more positive energy, like love, releasing anything negative, and that makes it so much lighter. And then we rise. This person is actually rising. Again, it can also be indicative of a fire sign being present, or, you know, somebody having heavy fire in their chart. And the last one upright is birth. And wow, you know, I think it's really special, again, especially with this Jesus here, and this being Holy Week, because Sunday is Easter and the Feast of the Resurrection, and it's, you know, it's a rebirth for him. This card for me signifies like death and rebirth, and it's this very Pentecostal dove on it, the Pentecost, when Jesus did come back, and then he was found, 10 days later on a mountain with Elijah and Moses. He was spotted up there by some of his followers, some of the apostles. We got these three rays coming out. So it is representative of the Trinity, and the halo, the dove. This is, you know, it's totally giving me resurrection energy here and Pentecost energy. Something that's very special for you. It's about spiritual birth and or rebirth. What the masculine would have the feminine do contribute surrender, like what this is about, what the surrender is for, toward the union, and it is balance. And this is more air and water. More air and water. Oh, so maybe that's what it is. Air and water has taken the lead. But more importantly, this card is about support, love, unconditional love. And what it says here, balance. Very much a healing energy. Sometimes there's a one of you, and quite possibly the masculine, having something to say, feeling guarded, feeling vulnerable, feeling fearful of opening up, and very reliant on the feminine's energy, even if not in a physical way, because I'm feeling it might not be in a physical way right now. Maybe there's some kind of separation or something, but even etherically, like drawing upon you and relying on you to like have his back and at least his spiritual back. And, to pray for like his soul and stuff. What he himself is willing to do, and the abundance is back in the earth. This is the surrender. Again, more nude feminine body, willing to surrender, spend some time in nature, praying, having faith, believing in miracles, and what the universe would have the two do. Aww. Moon tree. Well, this card shows up whenever I do readings, period, whether they're client readings or others, and there is a, major moon transit like there is coming up this week with the full moon in Libra, which could be what the air is about too. But more importantly for you in your private reading, this card is representative of sacred marriage. Sacred marriage. And that's what the universe would have the two of you do, want you both to surrender to. How really awesome is that? And the outcome here, air and fire, heaven on earth. You want to achieve heaven on earth. There is, again, stuff that you're going to have to let go. Can be actual relationships, but more often than not, even if it is, where it is actual relationships, more importantly than that, it is negative cords of attachment and negative emotions, the kind that I described before: resentment, regret, guilt, pride, the inability to forgive, control issues. This is what we have to let go. If you want to experience, the good parts of this and like this. Basically, it's saying like we don't have to wait until we're dead for heaven. We can have it right here. We make a choice. We make a free will choice if we want heaven here or hell here. And if we want to hold on to, old negativity and have the hell, or we want to release that and bring positive energy towards us and have the heaven here and be happy. So for the next spread, it's from the perspective of the universe. I'm beginning with Destiny, my hashtag creepy deck, and opening right to that control I was talking about and feeling and seeing. You cannot, you want to be in control of your destiny to the extent that you're able to, but you also want to surrender again to the universe. But into family, it's a very positive party of three, what I call a party of three kind of card. I'm not getting anything negative from it. It feels loving, but maybe there are, in connection to this, maybe there are family members that are either controlling and or manipulating, whether it's intentional or not. I'm not feeling anything malicious. Or again, it's putting other people like family and stuff before yourself. And trying to control situations like that. In any case, these cords need to be cut. Sometimes we have actual etheric negative cords that we need cut. And then there are people like myself, but I'm not the only one, who do that. Maybe in your case, connected to a karmic feminine energy. Control and mature woman. So something between two feminine energies, possibly not necessarily two actual women. It can be, I think I described this in your other spread that I did. It can be something like celestial, similar to how Mercury retrograde affects everybody. Mercury is a masculine energy. It could be a feminine energy, like affecting people. And that card will show up. But it also does show up in representation of actual karmic energies or situations, often, more specifically, yes, feminine, female. And coming to Ice Queen, which represents air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, as well as Venus herself for me in this deck. Overall energy is courting man. Divine being or couple, recent past, near future. Masculine's higher self. Blocks to individual or shared progress, or, union, as they say. What the feminine can do to help herself, however, what the masculine can do to help himself. What the universe, again, would have both do, but they will have to affirm in order for the full support and the outcome. Divine being or couple, mature woman is back. Recent past. Fun times, very Three of Cups kind of card, representation of reunions, getting back together with old friends, having a good time, just simply being social, celebrations, all that. It's like the Three of Cups. Near future. Ooh, karmic masculine energy coming in. Maybe an actual Capricorn. Or I should say, and or a Capricorn. Because it can be a Capricorn that's not, karmic in a derogatory sense. Masculine's higher self. Oh, nice. Blonde female, which is my representation of the divine feminine in this deck. And I think both are representative of her, you. We have the blonde female crossing the mature woman. Blocks to individual or coupled progress. Gifts. So this mature woman, I think, is a representation, again, of spiritual growth, emotional growth, and trying to get there. And that's why there's a need for surrender. When gift shows up, it can be about something like that. Also, it has other meanings. I'm definitely not feeling those. I tried to see what else was coming in about this, and I thought something was coming, but no. It's like emotional and spiritual gifts. So there's a need for that first, some more individual progress. Again, working on relationships with yourself, or the relationship with yourself, and then later focusing on other people. So that's what this is. What the feminine can do to help herself. Long distance, it maybe requires some patience is what it's saying. This card is coming through very Three of Fire. It does that sometimes. And the Three of Fire can be about seeing, on the horizon like this, seeing your ships about to come in, but just not quite there yet. And here we do see a boat with 3 sails. So like the Three of Fire, could be representative of a party of 3, possibly even a love triangle, but not necessarily. I am paying attention to the rocky water. I don't always mention that, but I do think it has something to do with this. Like there's still some bumps in the road that have to be smoothed out before things can fall in line. And maybe that's why, again, the karmic male has also showed up, masculine karmic energy, and it's sitting here next to the long distance. So there may be something that has to be dealt with, handled with him first. In the meantime, while you're being patient, waiting for that 4th piece to come in, that 4th sail. What the masculine can do to help himself is young female. And sitting here under gifts, this is about his karma. So this could be him too. This could be the masculine saying like to work, deal with your karmic situations. And not doing that is blocking your gifts, because this card is coming through. It's another one that basically they all have multiple meanings. This one is coming through very Jupiter, very Sagittarius, very karma related. What the universe would have the 2 do, but they'll have to affirm first. And it is family. So just like the, was saying come together in marriage, now here it's in this spread is saying come together in family. But again, there's other things you have to work out as individuals first. And divine time, can be like at the end of the week, maybe the universe will say, okay, you worked it out. Come on together. You know what I mean? It's like time is relative as it is. And boom. this is what I was trying to get to. Like destiny, it's going to happen when it's meant to happen, how it's meant to happen. So I could tell you got some stuff to work out, and because I'm not any more in control than you are, only the universe is in control. God is in charge. God is in control. It's going to happen when it's supposed to happen. But we can't help ourselves by following the guidance that it gives us, that falls within our purview and free will. With my animal tarot, I'm going to begin with the Nine of Spring, which is like a warrior spirit kind of card, all about perseverance, telling us to keep going, even though we're exhausted, we're tired, we don't understand what's happening, we're sick of the situation or the journey. It says, nope, you've invested too much already, you've created too much already, and you're almost there, right? You're almost reaching that place that your destiny is calling. So keep going. You've worked hard, and what you've created is impressive and worthy of protecting. Annoying challenges may pop up, like those the rocky water that we just saw. But don't worry, you'll get through them just as you have in the past. And opening to the Two of Spring, this is right, what we've created and what we're trying to get back to and work toward. The Two of Spring is the twin flame card of the tarot, the divine union card of the tarot. Your vision, creativity, and dedication to your cause have brought you great success. In fact, it may be in your best interest to get a partner to assist you in your endeavors or to expand the number of people helping you. Two of Spring. The Two of Autumn. You may be under stress because of multiple jobs or too many responsibilities for one person to manage. It's important to balance your work and personal life and to bring a spirit of fun to all you do. So you could be juggling relationships. The masculine could be juggling. You both could. This card is also about, need to find balance between like work and play. Like all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, Jill a dull girl. You got to find time for both, even despite family. You might say, I got kids to take care of. How am I supposed to go out? You got to find a way to have balance in life. And find a way to nurture your relationships. Two of Spring. Queen of Winter. Experienced, self-sufficient, brilliant, and funny. So this air sign energy is back yet again. It's been super strong the whole time. The Queen of Winter is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Again, could be Venus herself, could be Mercury himself, both of which just recently, or this week rather, they enter Aries. All of your life experiences have prepared you for this moment of truth. It's time to declutter your home, clear away situations that aren't working for you anymore, and to disengage from people who create more drama than happiness. Two of Spring. Major Arcana card, the Chariot. So maybe this is the air and water. The Chariot represents the sign of Cancer, or perhaps another water sign, but yeah, most directly Cancer in the tarot. It's a card of victory, transportation, movement, both literal and figurative. You can successfully balance various or opposing points of views and energies through you can do this at once, all of them at the same time, through determination and focus. You've earned the rewards and recognition that you're receiving. So again, worthiness, deservingness. I started out with that right from the beginning. Two of Spring. And the Princess of Spring, that Sagittarius energy, Jupiter, it's back too. From the one from the last spread just a moment ago. Energetic, outgoing, optimistic, and creative. Creative opportunities that you feel passionate about are fluttering your way. Personal growth and broadened horizons will spark fresh and original ideas. Princess of Spring, again, for me, is a Sagittarius. Can also be a Leo or Aries, maybe a younger one, more youthful. That's possible. Could be half of this Two of Wands. Could be one of the wands. Could be someone that's not even a fire sign, but I think it is in this case. But just fire sign attributes. Could be about Venus, again, the fact that she is in fire, or Mercury, the fact that he is in fire. Could be Jupiter himself, could be Mars himself. I'll do one more. Aw. Okay, that 1 turned into 2. It is Major Arcana card, the Lovers. True and long-lasting love finds its way into your life. Follow your heart with caring actions and choices. Major Arcana card, the Lovers, represents the sign of Gemini yet again. But Major Arcana card 9 represents the Hermit. Take time for contemplation, to retreat and to go within. Be a beacon for others on their path to spiritual enlightenment. So this is about clarity into which you could come with that meditation. Major Arcana card 9, the Hermit, represents the sign of Virgo. Both Virgo and Gemini, with the Lovers, are ruled by Mercury. Two of Spring. And it is Major Arcana card 13, Release or Death in the traditional tarot, which represents the sign of Scorpio. Like that Birth card, which I said is about death and rebirth, or, you know. It's time to release the past and to move on to something new. This ending is the first step on your way to a happier future. Overall energy is the 7 of Winter. The energy of joy stealing is what I call it. Caution will help you to avoid the loss of valuables, including non-material resources such as time or peace of mind. Be aware of the results of your actions as well as what others might be doing behind your back. It's going to be about a lack of confidence, or again, the need to work on one's relationship with themselves. It doesn't have to be someone else taking from you or causing you to miss opportunities. It could be you doing that to yourself with a lack of esteem, a lack of confidence, which Venus also rules over. She is the planet of confidence, beauty, esteem, love, abundance, money. Crowning the masculine. Speaking of money, it is in abundance. It is Major Arcana card 10, the Wheel, which represents again the planet Jupiter in the sign of Sagittarius. So there's a fire energy here as part of this. I'm going to say that they're very likely a Sagittarius. Expect a sudden positive change in your life. You can now move forward and make great progress. So where something was stuck, perhaps, now it's moving. Surrounding the masculine, the King of Spring, inspiring, dramatic, ambitious, and wise. Now's your moment to step up into a leadership role. Don't back away from the spotlight, as your plans will be successful as long as you stay focused upon the big picture. The King of Spring is perhaps a Sagittarius again, or Leo, or an Aries, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Could be Jupiter himself. Could be Mars himself. Could be just a representation of the divine masculine in the tarot, right? The King of Spring or Wands is the quintessential divine masculine of the tarot. Masculine subconscious, the Ace of Winter. Implementation of your brilliant new idea may get off to a rocky start, but keep going. The challenges will help you to refine your plan and to reshape your goals into something even better. So this sounds like the rocky start that we saw earlier with the other spread, and the indication that there was a need to keep going that we saw with the 9 of Spring, which was we started this spread. Crowning the feminine, the 10 of Summer. It's time for progress to speed up and for you to express your love and appreciation for your family, be it relatives or a chosen family of close friends. Congratulations may be in order on a happy, fulfilling marriage, as well as raising happy, balanced children. 10 of Summer is about expressing love and feeling love and being happy and like not wanting for anything, at least in that moment. Surrounding the feminine, the Prince of Summer, very nice. Now it's getting juicy. Romantic, flirtatious, introspective, and enchanting. A deeply emotional and probably romantic experience will sweep you off your feet. Things can move very quickly during such whirlwind encounters, so stay balanced and make decisions with both your heart and your intellect. The Prince of Summer is a Scorpio, like the Death card, a Pisces, or a Cancer, like the Chariot, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. He is somebody who makes proposals, right? I propose we go out on a date. I propose marriage. I propose we, commit in some way, something. Feminine subconscious. The King of Autumn. Again, there's a bunch of characters showing up. The King of Autumn is compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, and grounded. You may have choices and options here. Maybe the masculine does too. Or again, you guys may be juggling relationships. Everything's going to turn out great. Projects will be stunningly successful. Exciting new career opportunities are possible, and money or resources that come your way will be invested wisely. King of Springs, a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Crowning. Ooh, the Three of Winter. Sadness is part of life, but you don't have to endure it alone. You may need a little time to heal, but once you work your way through the emotions, you'll be stronger than before. The Three of Winter is, of course, about pain, loss, the need for some forgiveness and to work through something, break up. It's a 3, so it could be representative of some sort of party of 3, maybe a love triangle, possibly involving an air sign. At the root, Major Arcana card 20, renewal or judgment in the traditional tarot. As it relates to love, judgment can be about second chances, reunions and things, trying again. And as it relates to love or all forms of abundance, also money and material wealth, it's about abundance that is earned. Similar to what the Chariot said, you've earned the rewards and recognition that you're getting. It's recognition, it's bonus, pay raises, accolades, ascension, growth. It's something like that. You're being rewarded. Or combinations of those. All the above even are possible. It's also got 3, not people, but things here. And maybe a desire to narrow that down to 2. To get out of some sort of party of 3 and or love triangle. As it relates to relationships, it can be about a need to come to you've come to a crossroad and you got to decide, like, where do we go from here, if anywhere? You got to see if you can get past whatever this hurt is. At the heart of the matter, the 8 of Spring, which is always positive, so it looks like you can. You've been presented with many wonderful opportunities all at once. And I think many wonderful opportunities could be more than one person to, potentially be involved with too. While this may feel very stressful, remember to be grateful for all the blessings that heaven sends you. The 8 of Spring is also about communication. We're going to clarify these, however, with the Doreen Virtue Romance Angels, beginning with new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. And opening to passion, which is another very like 2 of Wands kind of card. New love and true love. This is the romance of a lifetime, but also trust. Does it need to have some faith? The situation is calling for you to have faith. New love. Let go of control issues and allow this situation to unfold naturally. Glad that showed up. New love. And pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Well, let's see what kind of red flags we got here. We got the 8 of Spring, which again, in my feeling, is always a positive card, never negative. It means that the universe is working behind the scenes on your behalf. 8 is a karmic number. Jupiter, the planet of karma, it's crossing that here. It means Jupiter's, working its magic in this and behind the scenes. Also, again, it can be about communication. Things getting really busy in a positive way, bees buzzing around. So I think we can get beyond this hurt because there's a lot, trying to help us too. And it will be worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. And the overall energy is love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So again, you're being guided to put yourself before your family, before your children, even if you have some, before anyone and anything else. A top major arcana card, 10, the wheel. It is give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. So there's a shift again. Maybe it was stuck before. The relationship was stuck. You were stuck. You didn't know how to pursue it. You didn't know what to do. But there's a positive shift, right? Expect a sudden positive change. You can move forward and make progress now in this area. Atop the King of Spring, let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Those whom you ask for help don't have to be like on this plane. It can be etheric beings, your guides, angels surrounding you, God directly. You can ask for that support in your meditation is what I'm hearing. Or they're guiding you to do that. Atop the Ace of Winter, soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. So this is indicative of a brand new, again, start with the soulmate. You may get off to a bumpy start, but it's still a brand new start that's coming. Atop the 10 of Summer, which guides us to express our love and to go for it, is attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So you put the positive energy out to another, or just out into the universe in their regard, and that's what you're going to get back as well, based on the law of attraction. Atop the Prince of Summer, the Knight of Cups. Ooh, unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. This can be about more than one thing. One can be emotional imbalance. The Knight of Cups represents emotion. And since we already saw where there was a need for balance, there is a need for self-love and a need for nurturing, so it can be representative of that. But there also, again, may be a choice in more than one romantic interest. And you know, one is dead in God, and I think you know that. You know, like the relationship is done. It's over. And so it is the need to let that one go. Atop the King of Autumn, calling in your soulmate, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help to bring you together. So, for example, maybe there's a choice between a water sign and an earth sign. The water sign needs to go, I would say. If that was the case. And especially since it's crossing the 3 of Winter, the loss, the breakup, whatever, and being clarified by separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Atop Renewal, and which I said was about second chances as it relates to love, is reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. So in general, aside from, you know, what looks to be a breakup with somebody, separate and apart from the divine union, as it relates also to the divine union and these cards having more than one meaning, whenever I have separation and reconciliation in the same spread, they definitely cancel themselves out, and the reconciliation, you know, trumps. It's like, first of all, separation is an illusion, and it's something that we manifest or not. You know, as crazy as that sounds, like, why would I manifest that separation? It's with the fear and inability to forgive and all those negative emotions I talked about before. So it's fake, but it really doesn't affect us when both of these are here together. Both energies are present. At the heart of the matter, atop the 8 of Spring, deception. someone's wearing a false self mask in this relationship. And that false self mask can be one of, like, where we've been hiding our feelings is what I'm feeling here. We've been hiding our feelings, and maybe because, again, we're trying to protect somebody else, or we're trying to follow somebody else's, live how they want us to, and make decisions that they would have us do. And it could be a need to, or desire to, again, protect family or do things the way our family would have us do it. And so that's the false mask. But you're going to have to start doing things for you. Well, you're not going to have to. That's your guidance to do that. And then you make a choice if you're going to follow it or not. Further advice to the masculine: emergence. This is like rising from the ashes, the phoenix. Again, when we let go of negativity that's heavy and holds us down, we become enlightened, and it's like a really lightened, as in a weight is lifted, and we rise. Feminine, inner child. Here's a combination of all those energies that were coming through before: the air, the water, and the earth, and the Aquarius, with 3 stars very strategically placed over the communication centers here: throat chakra, third eye chakra, and crown chakra. Often when this card shows up, this inner child, still has something to say that they never wrote. And that can be what the Love Yourself First is about as well. Like, spend time nurturing yourself, addressing these issues from your past. And every time that we do that, that moves us closer to something. To the masculine, it is past love. Past love can have more than one meaning. There appears to be a need to address some sort of karmic issue, but past love can also relate to divine partners, as in from a past life. If it's either or both, the masculine has something, in this regard, as it relates to past love, to deal with now. For you, true gem, you got to know your worth, your value, the fact that you deserve true love, that everybody does. We all do. And then again, there may be an actual air sign, and more specifically, a Gemini involved in your situation here. The masculine needs to let something or somebody or a combination of those go. It's time to release the past and to move to something new. This ending is the first step on its way to a happier future. So it's an ending that leads you to a new beginning. Major Arcana card 13, release, is actually death in the traditional tarot and represents the sign of Scorpio. To the feminine, the Two of Winter. This card is going to talk about exactly what I keep saying, what I've been feeling and describing. Procrastination and worrying about what others will think is blocking you from making a decision. I knew it. If you're torn between your own desires and someone else's, follow your inner guidance. Amen. I'm glad that the card showed you, and you didn't have to just take it from me. The masculine is actually getting let go of control issues and allow this situation to unfold naturally. So I think you both may have, some concerns in that regard. And once again, there's a need for you to retreat into nature and spend some time with Mother Nature, in peace and quiet and meditation. It's time to disconnect from the world. That's going to help you to finally reach a decision and know what you have to do. What's going to be your next move? Are you going to, surrender to what the universe has guided you to do? Or are you going to buck it and go with free will and do what you want? I mean, which is okay too. No judgment either way. But those are like the options and the possibilities and, the potential outcomes that await you. But there's a nice union here. We saw that, right? We saw soulmate, reconciliation, sacred marriage. So, you consider all that and decide. Hope that you've enjoyed your reading. Namaste.